Welcome, Internet, and everyone out there in the ether to episode 43 of Sis and Big Pops Culture.
Yay!
As always, I am Todd Turner, a.k.a. Big Pops.
And I am Sis, a.k.a. Hannah Jo, and together we are an adult daughter and father duo. We dive into all things geek, nerd, and fandom. Every episode is family friendly.
That's right. So
Yes.
now when you flip on, now that it's after Halloween, when you turn on the Christmas music in that minivan, taking those kids to sit on that creepy COVID negative Santa Claus's lap, you can have this podcast playing in the background.
Yay! So,
Whatever.
the Spielio today, we have a bit of an abbreviated podcast for you all today because
It won't be abbreviated, but
It might be.
it might be. Go.
It might be.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about some nerd news, what we're binging. Dad has his pull list for us, and we saw a musical this weekend, and we're going to talk about the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee.
Yeah. I know 6 languages.
The 25th annual.
Putnam County Spelling
If you were
Bee.
curious, that's actually how I sing all of the time. In no
And that's
way
how I sing all the time.
am I better than that in any
You
way.
should
shape,
hear
or
me
form.
sing Johnny Cash just like that. Yeah. I fell into a burning ring of fire. Anyway, Hannah,
No.
nerd news.
I have quite a few pieces today.
Oh, we'll go. I'll just sit down and chime in if I
Have
want
you
to.
seen the trailer for the new Netflix Christmas movie that's coming out this November?
The one about the Robin.
No?
Remember I told you that one about the bird that wants to be a mouse?
Yes.
No, I
Yes.
haven't. What, they've got a new
It's called
another one?
called A Boy Named Christmas.
Oh,
And it's about Nicholas who travels to where the elves live to bring magic back to the world. And it's like an origin story of Santa Claus.
is this real people or animated?
It's real people. Dame Maggie Smith is in it.
Okay.
Kristen Wiig is in it. She's like
She
a
gonna
creepy.
look like-
she's like a
She
creepy
gonna look
mom.
like Tigra from.
No, she's
from-
not gonna.
okay,
She's not
good.
Avril Lavigne. She's
Okay, good.
Creepy mom.
I just hope she's not Kristen. Kristen Wiig is Kristen Wiig in every movie she's in, and I just can't get by it.
Maybe
I
it's not Kristen Wiig. Maybe I'm lying to you.
Maybe it's someone portraying her. But anyway, so it's a kid who is supposed to be
It's a
Santa
kid.
Claus.
It's a kid.
All right.
And it's Dame Maggie Smith telling a story to her children about
Okay, well maybe Cyril.
about,
Wait, it's coming out in November. You said?
November 24th.
Oh, happy Thanksgiving,
And it is by the same people who did
Jingle
Christmas
Jangle,
Chronicles.
Christmas Chronicles. Mm-hmm. I don't remember
Christmas
that one.
Chronicles with
Oh yeah.
the famous guy we like. Kurt. No, wrong. Kurt.
Yeah, it is. It was Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, as Mrs. I
And
like
it's
those
Jim
movies. Okay, well, I'm
Broadbent
for
is in it. Toby Jones is in it. Sally Hawkins is
Oh.
in it.
That's some good name people. Well, I'll
Stephen
give it a shot.
Merchant is in it.
You know, last week we talked about Evil Dead 2. Well, they have a new Evil Dead movie that just finished wrapping.
Oh man.
Evil Dead Rise. Yeah, it's the fifth film in the.
Hysterical.
And literally, the director tweeted out 8 months later, one COVID shutdown, and 6,500 liters of blood later.
Actual leaders or like fake leaders? Please say they were
Like
not
fake.
actual.
They weren't real. They were fake. But yeah.
Gross.
So it's about a sister goes back to visit her single mom sister, and they find a book in the basement of their building.
Why do people read books out loud?
I don't know, but anywho, yeah, I
Man.
just saw that. I thought that was funny.
Man.
Anyway,
Yikes.
Yeah.
Okay.
what else you got?
Did you watch the Lightyear trailer?
I did. That's Chris Evans.
That's Chris Evans?
Chris Evans is the voice. Yes.
Really?
So I don't know what the premise of this is.
Because
is it
it's
like
supposed to be like based on, but It's not.
I think
Toy Story is not based in like future weird times. It's based in now times.
I think this is the movie or the show or the character.
Okay.
That they
I
make
thought
the
this was
toy
like.
actor.
I thought this was like. No, this is like real life.
It could be
This
real
happened.
life. Maybe.
I need you to
don't
know that I was watching this trailer, started crying at the excellent usage of Starman.
Starman.
Something
You know
about
what
that
movie that makes
song.
me? The Martian.
The Martian. It's excellent
Yes.
usage of that song in that film as well. But I need you to know that I literally screamed out loud, "It's Emperor Zorg!" at the top of my lungs.
I did too.
When those
I thought it was
started,
too.
I was like, "It's Emperor Zorg!" I started
But they didn't show
screaming.
him.
Oh no, but it is Emperor Zorg. We were both
It's
right.
got to be.
There's no way it's
Zord,
not.
Whatever. I'm your father.
Dad! They're like
He did.
playing
That's what
catch.
happened. That's what's so funny. And they're playing catch. I love that.
With the little blasters. Okay.
So that's 2022. That's next
I'm
year.
stoked about it.
Ditto.
Absolutely
Yeah.
stoked about it. Cried.
Oh, that's
Cried.
fun.
I'm excited.
I
I
like
like
those kind of
man,
movies.
Pixar movies. I'll watch those till forever.
I don't know. I haven't seen them all. You know, I don't know what happened. I just quit watching them.
Which
I
one
got
did you
old.
not see?
Well, you know, them young whippersnappers and their Pixar
Did you
movies.
get old or did your children grow up?
My children grew up.
There it
and
is.
then I just lost time. Yeah. Anyway, I try to watch what I can.
Cool.
I saw that there's a company that put out a D20 21 dice. So instead of 1 through 20, it has the different things that happened in 2021.
Man.
Like you can roll it and you can get Zoom Cat Lawyer or PS5 shortage, Delta variant,
Man.
Suez Canal jam,
man.
TikTok pasta.
That TikTok feta pasta was every place, man.
So, I mean, that's hilarious. The different
really
things that happened
funny.
in 2021.
It's
a
funny.
D20 21 die. Yeah,
Hysterical.
it's cool.
Um,
Hold on. So this weekend, which I missed, the CW had a documentary called Scooby-Doo, Where Are You Now? And I thought, oh, this seems pretty cool. Maybe it'll be about like the voice actors or the people. No, it's like catching up with Shaggy, the cartoon characters, Velma. And like they had like a martial arts expert, and she was talking about how Shaggy is the most fit person in TV. I mean, he runs 6 miles a day. In each episode, he runs at least 6 miles. Just watch just at the beginning when he is like running in place and doesn't go anywhere. She goes, and then you have to be ready for a Great Dane to jump into your arms. Do you know how much those dogs weigh? She's like, I mean, he is super fit. It's so funny. And I was like, oh, this looks like that would be hilarious. I'm hoping that it re-shows, but
you could probably watch it on Hulu if it was on the CW.
Oh yeah, I bet you I can. I want to watch it. It looked hilarious.
Yeah, it might be on.
I mean, it had like
Hulu
all
for like
kinds
30
of
days.
all kinds of famous people in it.
That's hysterical.
So I know. Yeah,
Aw.
Scooby Doo. Where were you now? So there you
Chris Pratt is going to voice Garfield.
go. Wait, he's doing Garfield and Mario.
And Mario.
He just must be just tired of doing stuff. He's just going to sit around in his pajamas and voice over cartoons from now on.
Good for him.
I didn't even
man.
know they were doing a Garfield movie.
He's in some sort of Garfield production. I saw that I follow him on Instagram, and he
I
just
do too.
posted a giant picture of Garfield today, and I was like, what? Question mark?
Yeah.
And then I was
Well, the
searching for
daggone-
nerd news.
And that
and saw
came
that.
up.
Yeah,
Well, my Instagram log algorithm, I hate that. Just show me everybody in numeric.
You can
and
change that.
I don't know. No, you can't.
can you not?
No.
Thought you could.
Flipping.
Yeah. So he
Metaverse,
literally just,
Facebook.
this Monday doesn't suck, and it was a picture of Garfield.
Oh
Picture
my
of Garfield
gosh.
with the
I don't know
caption.
how much
"Well, this
lasagna
Monday doesn't suck."
doesn't. Nice. But listen, I mean, there are people, that's all they do is just voice actors and they're great at it. But he was good in Everything Is Awesome.
He was hysterical in Lego.
Yeah, that was a great movie. So
Yes.
I don't know how much you know about the federal COVID relief fund that small businesses could apply for.
Yes, I do know about that.
But my business applied for it. Your mom's business applied
Yeah.
for it. Well, another guy applied for it. It was given money and spent $57,789 on a Pokemon card. instead of putting it back into his business, he bought a Pokemon card. Needless to say, he got caught.
That was a dumb choice.
How much? I mean, what kind of Pokemon card is that?
A very fancy Pokemon card.
I bet you it's
A
like
very fancy Pokemon card.
hologram or something, maybe.
Hologram.
Maybe it allows your Pokemon to be like 17 Pokemons.
So I have a spoiler.
Okay, go.
And this spoiler is about we for sure know who the villain of the Doctor Strange movie is because of a puzzle that was released. And it is Doctor Strange fighting this person on a puzzle.
Where was the oh, like a toy?
Like a toy. Like they released a puzzle.
Go ahead. Here's the deal.
Is it Shauna Gortan?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Sean.
Is that the person? That's the
bad
person
guy.
playing the villain?
No, the bad guy.
I don't know who it is.
I can't read my
No clue.
handwriting, so that's what's happening right now, and I'm just going to check the Oracle about what it is.
I don't have any idea. But you can't believe anything that Marvel puts out in their trailers or their things until you see the
Shuma
movie.
Gorath.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a creature. But is
Okay.
that a person?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a creature. But I think most people already thought that's what that was going to be.
Yeah, it was like everyone thought that that's what it was, but it's like basically been confirmed now because of this puzzle.
I think they're going to be multiple things because it's the multiverse.
Multiverse of Madness.
So,
Who knows?
I saw where they're doing a Percy Jackson series on Disney Plus.
Yeah. I hope it's actually good.
And Bill Murray
Oops.
is it going to be an Ant-Man?
No way. What is he going to be an Ant-Man?
I don't know. But like he said, I'm in it and that's it. I'm not going to do any more. I don't need them. So I just
Who's
thought
going
that
to,
was cool.
okay, tell me again. Bill Murray.
Yeah, Bill Murray.
That's
one of the original
hysterical.
Ghostbusters. So Life Aquatic, that movie's great.
Hysterical.
But that is not for kids. Anyway, that's all my
Last
news.
piece that I have.
Uh-huh.
Dune Part 2 is set to shoot in fall 2022. It's been approved.
All 2022. And as of right now, they said theater release only. That's but Moonfall is coming. So we might not even have a planet.
Moonfall.
So
LOL, that movie.
They released some movie stills of it.
Yeah, does
So
it looks cool, doesn't it?
It's, I'll watch it.
We love a Follow Man story in this.
We
in this
love it
house.
when the world is destroyed. Yeah, that's it.
We love it when the world is destroyed.
I love it when the world is destroyed.
It's my
and it's getting
favorite
cold.
thing.
I think it's supposed to get below like 30 this week, so
Ooh,
I'll probably have to watch
I should bring in my
What
fiddle
movie?
leaf fig tree. Day
You
after
should.
tomorrow.
the day after tomorrow. Anytime it gets below freezing, I have to watch the day after tomorrow. Yeah. Anyway,
What
Hannah,
are you watching right now, Dad? Or
What
are you
do
gonna
you
ask
watch?
me? I'll go first.
you go first.
There's this TV show on Netflix that is that's a cartoon for adults, and it's called Inside Job. And it's like the world is being run by this shadow organization. And
Well, that's the way it is already.
And it follows the two people who are like half in charge of this. Like,
Half in charge.
yeah, because they're the people who are in charge of like every day running it, but there's a guy
Gotcha.
above them. And it follows them. And I think was created by the same guy who did Gravity Falls.
Oh, well.
But this one's like specifically for adults.
For adults, yeah. Like Adult Swim type stuff.
I mean,
Well, I mean, it's adult.
I never watched Adult Swim, so I
I
don't know
never
the answer.
watched Adult Swim either.
It's a
so I wouldn't know the answer to
cartoon
that.
for grown-ups.
Okay, and it's on Netflix.
And it's on Netflix. So
Gotcha.
watched a couple episodes and laughed. I thought it was very funny. My lovely boyfriend loves horror things. I am
might wanna have that
not
checked out.
good at that.
Good. I don't
am
like it either.
Bad at it.
Awesome.
But it's spooky time. And so I'm like, okay, we can watch like light spooky things.
Like what? What did you watch?
So we watched Creep. Have you seen it? It's on Netflix.
No.
It was
Haven't seen
released
it.
in 2015. It was
What's it rated R?
77 minutes. It's rated R.
Gotcha.
And it's like found body cam footage. And it's
Ugh, I don't
literally
like those.
just, well, it's not like shaky or anything like that. It's literally just two guys. That's the entire cast.
After the
are these
Blair
two
Witch
guys.
Project.
And one of them is just creepy as heck. And the other one is just this guy who responded to like a Craigslist ad.
Gotcha.
And it just follows this guy like recording this man because he has cancer and he's dying, and he wants to like leave a message to his son or girl they named Buddy. And it's just the entire time I was like, this is the creepiest thing in the entire, this guy is a creep. And man,
Gotcha.
the ending got me.
Well, I want your Uncle Troy and me to have like a Hillbilly Ghost Hunters. Is there a show?
I'd watch it. I don't know if there is or not, but I need you to know that I'd watch it.
And then we could cook breakfast. It'd be like a
Hillbilly Ghost Hunters at night, and then we go and teach everybody how to make biscuits and gravy.
Breakfast. Would you watch that? I'd watch it. Hillbilly Ghost Hunters. Get Troy on the line. Where is he when you need him? That's my brother.
And this is a book.
Cow. How much binge
This is a
time do you
book.
have?
I don't have a lot. I don't have a lot. We are reading The Magician's Nephew right now.
It's the first book, but not the first book.
It's the prequel of Chronicles of Narnia.
The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Trev's never read the Chronicles of Narnia, so we're reading them on long car trips, and we had a long car trip this weekend, and so started reading.
Pretty cool. It's basically the creation of the world happens in that, and you find out why there's a lamppost there.
Why there's a lamppost? Jadis, the witch queen.
Yeah, the devil.
She's creepy. She's creepy as heck, man.
Creepy.
Halfway through with that book. It was fun. I read it on the car. It was fun.
I'm just so I watched the last episode of Foundation that came out. I'm keeping it up on it. I'm watching it every time. Again, it's the same old. It's a great science fiction novel that has nothing to do with the book. And I think there's a couple of subplots in it that I could do away with that I don't need.
Okay.
But the space stuff is pretty good. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. The special effects are great. I am in season 3 of Doom Patrol. First of all, Foundation is TV 14. The last episode I watched. So
Doom Patrol is what?
It's mature.
Gotcha.
They say the big bad multiple times.
Cool.
Multiple times. Like in the last episode, they were turned into zombies, and they got attacked by butt creatures. That's what they were.
Great.
Yeah, it was funny. It was funny. But anyway, the thing about it is that in this season, the lady who played the Doctor's antagonist, Missy, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Who
Mistress.
she's in this season. She stars in this season.
I saw that in I don't watch this TV show, but I saw in a promo, I saw her face, and I was like, oh, it's Missy from Doctor Who.
Yeah, and actually they don't know who she is or anything. And in the last episode I just watched, one of the main characters says, "So what are we doing, Doctor Who?" She calls her Doctor Who.
That's hysterical. I'm dead. That's phenomenal.
I know.
Phenomenal.
In the show, I was like, oh, well, there you go. But if I'm not mistaken, Doctor Who is on HBO Max. And so,
you're lying to me.
No, all the Doctor Who's are on HBO Max. I'm pretty darn sure.
The new ones? I haven't seen any of the girl ones.
The last season is, the new season isn't, but you can watch all the ones that she was in for the previous season.
I'm up in here trying to decide what I want to watch next. And so if you have a TV show based on the listening that we've had and that you've had up to this point, I feel as if our lovely listeners are having some idea of the things that we enjoy now that they've been with us for 43 episodes. I'm trying to decide. So if you know of something, hit your girl up. I'd love to know.
The HBO Max executives, they only want us to watch their stuff.
But Critical Role, the Dungeons and Dragons streamers that I like, they just started a new campaign. So I'm do I, because they're on episode 2, just released on
that's
YouTube,
easy.
But they're 4.5 hours long.
That's not easy. I would not do that. Holy cow. 4
And so I think what I might do, I have a couple like big knitting projects for Christmas that I need to work on.
Okay.
And I think I might just throw that on in the background and
4
try not to get
hours?
like
Oof.
super far behind. Well, I mean, you probably watch 4 hours of streaming things every week.
Yeah, sometimes.
Well, like movies included in that, right?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It depends. We watch a
don't
lot of
know.
sports.
I'm trying.
We've been watching the World Series.
Did somebody
yo.
win yet?
No, the Braves had a chance, and
It's the Braves
they
against
lost.
the what?
Astros.
Astros. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So, all right, that's it for my binging.
Dope. Hey, what comics
Hey, what?
are you pulling?
So, yeah, this is the Big Pops pull list.
Heyo.
BPPL. Big Pops pull list. Yeah, and
Beep.
Big Pops pull list.
I'm with you.
All right.
That took me a minute, and I'm with you.
So every week I try to go through 6 comic books and give a book of the week.
Book of the week.
So
Scoop-a-da-bop-boo, shoop-a-da-bow.
it seems like just about every comic book character is going to therapy. But anyway,
Hey,
that's the
because
the in vogue thing.
it's helpful. Hey,
Gotcha.
before you start, what's a pull list?
A pull list is an extremely long list of comic books that you shouldn't be collecting because they weigh expensive. But you
Because
still do
they
it,
weigh expensive.
and you write down a list of books that you want to collect, and you take them to your local comic shop, LCS, and they will pull them from their inventory or order them special for you.
Hey, we love that.
And then they're there when you go to get them. And actually, a friend of ours was wanting to know about pirate books, and I went to
my sweet friend
LCS.
Michaela.
I went
Hi,
to my
Michaela. When you
LCS
finally get here,
last week and asked them, "Hey, I had saw where a new issue of A Man Among Ye had just came out, issue 7, which is about female pirates
dope.
somehow."
Dope.
And I said, "Do you have an issue of A Man Among Ye?" And she goes, "We only have one person that collects that." And I was like, "Oh, so they only order one issue because they can't sell the rest."
Fair.
And she was like, I said, "Okay." She goes, "Do you want me to get that for you?" I said, "No, that's okay." But she was like, "Do you want to look at it? Because he hasn't picked it up yet." I was like, "Yeah." So
That's
I flipped
cool.
through it. She said it's a lot like Grimm fairy tales almost.
Oh,
she
dope.
thinks. But anyway.
Oh,
yeah.
before we start, Trev did want me to tell you that he has started reading Swamp Thing. Is only a couple
yeah.
pages in, but is excited
Swamp
to
Thing
read
is
it.
fantastic.
Saga of the Swamp Thing.
Saga of the Swamp Thing. Well, it starts with issue, I think, 18 or 19.
Yeah.
Which is where Alan Moore and Stephen Bissett and John Tottlebean took
Picks
over.
it up.
Picks it up. So my first book is, my first Marvel book is Moon Knight issue 4.
Hey, we like
And-
Moon Knight.
The covers are gorgeous.
Oh, I want to see.
Anyway, Tigra comes into, shows up.
It looks Halloween-y.
Tigra and Moon Knight used to be on the West Coast Avengers together, and they call themselves Wackos, West Coast Avengers. That's hilarious.
Wackos!
Yeah.
That's funny.
So here's the deal.
Yes.
Moon Knight was created as sort of Marvel's Batman.
Yes.
He is rich and has no
Do what he
superpowers,
wants.
but this Moon Knight's a little bit bonkers anyway. He considers himself the Fist of Khonshu, which is like the priest of Khonshu.
But wasn't
So-
he? We read those. He actually is the priest of Khonshu.
Correct. So what happens is there's a mystery villain who's been stalking him. He still doesn't know who it is. And this mystery villain gets this person who's like good with tech or whatever to get a hold of his money, Mark Spector. And he tells Moon Knight if he doesn't do what he wants him to do, he will start by getting rid of his money. And he said, "And I just got rid of $1 million." So
Man,
So
you know what that makes me think of?
what?
Bones. Palant.
Oh yeah. Oh, that guy's terrible.
Ugh,
yes.
I hate him.
So he the bad guy wants him to go get rid of another bad guy. So he's like, "I don't care. That's fine. I'll do that anyway." So while he's doing that, one of his people who are like, he runs like a shelter. So one of his people in his shelter is like a teenage kid, and he takes the ambient noise from the telephone and finds out where this guy is. And at the end, they bust in, and the guy's like, "You got to, I'm getting rid of, there's 1 million gone right now." And Moonlight grabs him and says something like, he goes, I'm a priest. I'm a priest. I don't care about money. No wealthy priest has ever been any good. So he's like, take my money. I don't care.
He's like, go for it, mighty guy.
And yeah.
Interesting.
So
that's cool, man.
yeah. The whole entire thing about it at the beginning was, why do you wear his therapist wanted to go, why do you wear a mask? Why do you wear a mask? And at the end, he says, I wear a mask so I don't have to look at myself in the face, because he's so down on himself. So anyway.
Sad.
Yeah, but Tigra says she's going to stick with him for a while.
Yay!
So that'll be fun.
Wackos.
My first DC book is an issue 1 called DC versus Vampires. It's going to be a 12-issue miniseries by the same guy who writes Wind.
Hey!
James Tynion, who's also been doing Batman. So I bought this book thinking, if this is anything like Deceased, it's going to be fantastic. It's nothing like Deceased. It's
is it lame or do you like it?
I don't know. Apparently there is Mary Queen of the Blood, which is the head vampire.
Gross.
And she is what has kept the vampires at peace with
the world,
regular people. And
we're thankful for her and what she does for us.
Someone killed her.
Oh, bad.
So
bad.
So this guy calls himself I Vampire. It's just what he calls himself. He's trying to track down the killer.
Vampire.
And he goes to the Legion of Doom, which is like where all the bad people are, because he tracks them down there. So, and a lot of the Legion of Doom, which are all supervillains, many of them have been turned into vampires, and the rest of them are dead, except for Lex Luthor.
LOL. Of course not, Lex Luthor.
Refuses to die and won't let them turn him into a vampire. He's like missing an arm. And he gives this guy, he says, here. He writes this address. He gives him an address, hands this to him. He takes a syringe, jams it into his neck, pulls out blood, and he says, take that to this address. So then this vampire shows up at the Hall of Justice, where the Justice League is. And you think, oh, Lex Luthor gave him this, told him to go there. Well, he's met by the Green Lantern and Zan from the Wonder Twins. And he basically gives him the lowdown of all what's happening. And you come to find out that the Green Lantern is already a vampire. And he kills the guy, kills Zan, cleans up his mess. So Aquaman walks in and they're like, oh, nothing's going on here, blah, blah, blah. Well, then the next panel shows Batman in his Batcave, and Alfred gives him this letter that the guy, Lex Luthor had given the guy Bruce Wayne's home address along with the syringe. And that's who he gave that to. So that's how that issue ends. I've got it down to collect it. I'll give it another issue. If it's
you tend to give things 2 to 3 issues to decide
if it
whether or
doesn't
not
get
you
better,
like them.
I'll quit it.
Okay, fair. I mean,
yeah. Anyway,
it seems weird, but okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
My next Marvel book is Daredevil, issue 35.
You're loving Daredevil.
Daredevil's getting really big. This is the conclusion of the there are Bullseye clones. Elektra is Daredevil. Elektra has to fight Bullseye. Typhoid Mary, a villain who's working for Kingpin, helps her. Ugh. And then it all boils down to she has they're size, so they're like big pointy sticks with things on the end. That's her thing. Right. Well, when she was hurt and Tony Stark saved her, she got some type of Stark tech that we don't know until this. She hits those together and it allows her to see everything in the room like Daredevil would, like it sends off an echo so she could see where everything is.
That's really sick.
Right. So they save the day.
Yeah, they
Daredevil is escaped from prison.
He escaped from prison?
He escaped from prison. They were making drugs they were making drugs in the prison. They were making the prisoners more violent, and they were using that. He discovered that. He gets in the middle of the fight between Elektra and Bullseye, and is beating a snot out of Bullseye, and Elektra stops him. Then's when it gets a little bit testy, because the police show up to arrest Daredevil. The Avengers show up. The Fantastic Four show up. And the police officer's like, "You're a wanted felon." And Mr. Fantastic's like, "Oh, he just saved everything." And then an FBI agent said, "He just gave us information about what was going on at this prison," and blah, blah, blah. And at the end, the police officer's like, "You're going to jail." And Spider-Man pops in and says, "No, he's not." He said, "He just saved all these people. What have you done?" So it is like, it's going to be a police.
Oh no!
Yeah, a lot of things.
No.
It's going to get a little bit dicey. They're setting up this thing called the Devil's Reign, which has to do with Kingpin. He's going to get married to Typhoid Mary, and it's going to get rough. It's going to be
not good.
It's going to be, I don't know. I get a little bit antsy with things like that, because it's like things going on in the news, and then the comic books handling that. But anyway, there you go.
Man, I hope it continues to be good.
It will be. It will be. Chip Zdarsky's fantastic. My last DC book is Robin, issue 7. I like Robin. It's been pretty good. You come to find out that the lady who's been running this Fight Island is actually Raj Al Ghul's mother.
Of course it is. In no way am I surprised by that nonsense.
So that's Robin's great-grandmother. And it's coming on down to he has to fight Connor Hawke, which is the Green Arrow's ex-sidekick, for like winner take all, but they become like the avatar for, I don't know, like they call it the servant of Armageddon, but they also get eternal life or whatever. I don't know. So I'll watch it. I'll watch it. I'll read it.
I'll read it.
My first independent is by Aftershock.
Okay.
It's called Cross to Bear. And this is a pretty cool book. This is a book that follows.
Issue 1?
This is issue 1. Okay. And Aftershock books usually only last 4 to 5 issues.
That's what you, okay. I remember you saying that.
And this is like a group of medieval knights.
Okay.
That made a pact to keep, it felt like, what was that movie that we saw? The Old Guard?
Oh, what a bop with Charlize Theron, where they were immortals.
These people can die. These people are not immortal, but they do live forever. They do live forever.
Okay,
they are immortal.
What?
But I guess they
can die, but they live forever. Makes zero sense, Dad.
So what happens is they make this deal, and they are they work in the shadows to keep the evil at bay and blah, blah, blah. Well, one guy wants out. So he moves to the United States and leaves everything, because that was all over in the middle. Right. So what happens is what we think. Jack the Ripper is feeling like they're getting ready to close in on him. So Jack the Ripper flees to the Old West, which is where the guy who has left the Order is now living. Runs like a bar.
Man.
He's like a bartender.
Of course he is. Of course, this immortal who used to be a medieval knight runs a bar in the Wild West, and Jack the Ripper just happens to stumble into his bar.
Well, they're tracking him. So one of the other people come to the United States and track him and come to and that's where we end up. So this looks like that might be pretty cool. I'm interested.
Some shenanigans, but I'm here for it.
All right. So it was hard for me to pick this not be book of the week, but I love Adventure Man. I've talked about this 1,000 times.
You do.
If you're not reading Adventure Man, you should be reading it. Issue 6 starts a new arc. So if you could probably get 1 through 5 as a trade and start with issue 6. I believe I'm probably the only one collecting it at this place. But so
what is it? Who's it by?
It's by Image.
Okay. Man, they're just some of the best,
I know. So this is pretty cool, because at this starts out, the comic starts in the past with Adventure Man. And but there's another character called the Cross Draw Kid. and he is a person of color cowboy. So an
Oh.
African American cowboy in New York City. All right. And so he meets Adventure Man. They stop somebody and they shake hands, and anybody that can help. We love to have people that, I'll always accept help.
Aw.
And then it flashes forward to our mom, who just saved the world and has been asleep now for 3 days, woke up, ate like 17 million pancakes.
Girl needed a break.
So
Saving the world gives you some tired bod and some hungry appetite.
What happens is it's like Christmas in New York, and they have the horse carriages and everything.
Yeah.
Well, there's another African American guy driving a horse, and his horse acts up real crazy, like something's going on. So things are starting to come to life in New York City since what happened with
Cool.
the son now calls her Adventure Mom instead of Adventure Man.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So,
I love it.
so and at one point, one lady is supposed to help them move books at her mom, right, who's no longer living, owned a bookstore. So that's what they have. They have a bookstore. And they were supposed to help in that bookstore, but she can't come because she works at a nursing home facility. And the people with cognitive decline have started to wake up. And you see
That's so cool.
No. You see an older guy walk through, and there's an older black guy in a wheelchair, and they look at each other and they're like, I know you. It is Adventure Man and the Cross Draw Kid. You know it is. You just know it is.
Man.
So
That's some
that was one of the
shenanigans.
cool parts of it. Yeah. So it's funny. The son wants to run tests on his mom, like what can you do? Like check her strength and anything.
Hysterical.
So interesting about this is that in the back, they always have a lot of things where you can read about.
Yeah.
And I learned something I didn't know.
Cool,
So the Cross Draw Kid, 25% of all cowboys were African American.
No way. That's so cool.
And there is a Black Association of Cowboys in New York City.
That's dope. That's so fun.
So they have he has been wanting to bring this character in for a while and just use this opportunity to
That's
do
so
it.
cool.
So, yeah, it's so cool. And you can go, and they talk about it in the back, how you can go get more information about cowboys of color, and that not everybody was a white guy, which is
Cowboys. Cowboys
if you
are
go
so cool.
and if you watch the Watchmen TV show, it starts out, takes place in Tulsa, and a little boy is watching a movie about a black cowboy.
That's so
And
cool.
so yeah, this was really cool. Anyway, my book of the week.
Wait. I did
Google.
some Googling. Adventure Man Volume 1, The End of Everything After, is available on Amazon if you wanted to buy it. It's $15 for the hardback, and it's $14.
Hardback for 15? And wait, and 14 if you want to get what?
if you want to get it on Comixology.
Buy the hardback.
I think it says hardcover. Does that mean hardback?
Yeah, absolutely. That's great.
Hardcover
I mean, the comic books are
for
like $3.99,
$15,
I think. Okay.
Which
Awesome.
$4 times 5.
It's
It's
$20.
less than if you bought them
Right.
all.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, so that's available.
All right.
But
There you go.
Your book of the week. What is your book of the week, Dad?
My book of the week is from Dark Horse Comics,
Cool.
and it is Stranger Things, Tomb of Yabwin.
Okay, how do I spell that last word?
It's newbie backwards. Bob Newbie.
You're
catch that?
lying. You're lying.
YBWEN, Tomb of Yabwin.
YBW.
EN. And this is issue 2, came out, and they actually had issue 1, so I went and bought them both and read them both. So this book takes place after season 2. In
They
between
do-
season 2 and season 3.
And they do like a Dungeons and Dragons campaign in honor of Bob.
No, what happens is you come to find out that Bob was one of the founding members of the AV club.
Of course
at
he
the high
was.
school.
Of course he was.
And do you remember the science teacher that runs the AV club
yes.
who has the Asian girlfriend?
Yes.
So he gives Will, Bob, your dad. He calls him your dad. He wasn't my dad. He was my mom's boyfriend. Oh, okay. But he calls him his dad. He said he had all these things, and they lay these papers out, and they turn papers together, and there's
And
like
it's a puzzle.
lot. They form, a map. It's a treasure map.
My goodness, I'm dead.
Yes. And so Will wants to go do this treasure map, and they want to play Dungeons and Dragons. So he goes out on his own, and it is like the worst winter storm ever. I mean, the
Will
peril
needs
that
to
they're
stop doing this type of stuff. Will
So-
is not allowed to go anywhere by himself ever again.
well, they go out to find him. They find him, and it is freezing down cold or whatever. And so
Man, just
At
shaking
the-
my head at these children.
at the end of the book, the it's like this is a blizzard. At the end of issue 2, the chemistry teacher puts on his parka and because
And
his
go
girlfriend
searching for them.
his girlfriend said something about there's a bridge. I don't know about this bridge, but she goes, "Oh, I run through Mirkwood all the time." Because they call the forest Mirkwood, and there's a bridge by blah 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 blah, and that's where they're. So he like puts on his parka and he's got his little cross country ski things on, and he's like he takes a walkie talkie or whatever, and he says, "If you don't hear from me, and that's how it ends. So
That's awesome.
this is just a 4-issue miniseries.
It
This
sounds
is they're
just
on
like
issue
fun.
2 for $3.99 a piece. I was able to get both, and
So if we wanted
it's
to read them,
so
we
good.
probably could find them.
Yes, the issue 1 starts with the scene from the second movie where Bob is telling Will not to be afraid of the,
Just say, go
just
away.
tell it go away. That's that whole thing. And it's so much fun.
And Sean
but
Astin.
I'm like, oh my gosh, they don't die because although I'm afraid
Season
Dustin
3.
might have frostbite in a toe or two. Maybe he loses a toe. But anyway,
LOL.
that's it. That's it for my comics.
I love them.
So Hannah,
Love
tell
'em.
everybody what we did this weekend.
So, y'all, we drove up to Indiana.
Terre Haute, Indiana,
Indiana, because
home of Larry Bird.
y'all, my sweet, sweet brother, who does our art, by the way, if you're listening to this on a podcatcher of whatever choice, our art was created by him. He is a man of many talents. Let me just tell you, he is a man of many talents indeed. He creates art in Microsoft Paint. He also is a mechanical engineering student at a phenomenal school and is an actor extraordinaire.
Yeah.
So we went up to Indiana, and Dad, we haven't talked about this at all.
What?
Because
What?
we haven't talked about Nate in the show because I watched it and then you watched it the next day.
That's true.
So we
I
haven't
was
even
just going to
talked
talk
about it.
about the show in general.
Okay.
So this is. Go ahead. Tell them what the show was.
So the show is the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. It is a one-act musical, and
Tony win it. Tony.
yeah, it's a Tony Award winner,
Award winner.
award-winning musical. It's a very good musical. It's a funny musical.
It
And-
is. It was
and-
good. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed
had
it. It
had a
was
lot to say. There is an uncomfortable part for some younger people. And
It's not for
some-
children.
No.
They curse in it.
Yeah, but there's one incident that happens that has to do with a guy, his inability to focus on his spelling because a physiological effect has happened while he was thinking about a young girl in the 7th row. Marigold. Anyway.
I need you to know me and Miriam were both sitting in the 7th row when we went and watched this, and she
Mom
leaned
told
over
me
and was like,
Miriam was like not having
Miriam
it.
was not having it.
That's what I heard.
It was
I heard that.
hysterical.
So anyway, so this show, it's a musical, and
And
it
it
is a
follows
story.
these children in
Middle schoolers, right?
what?
Are they middle school?
They're middle school or elementary school, and
Gotcha.
Spelling bee.
Well, the one girl wins in her 8th try. That's what it says. So it's probably,
it's
just
probably
like-
middle school. It's probably
just
middle
like-
school speed.
It's just like the regular spelling bee.
Yeah, it's a spelling bee.
Like the script spelling bee, it was made about that.
And
About
they
the
have
spelling bee.
They have people. They have some audience participation. So a couple people sit on the stage and become spellers.
Yes. And Mom told me that one guy did not misspell a word.
He did not misspell a single word.
Because they
He
bring
spelled
you up there
Albuquerque correctly. There's no way I could spell that. Are
and
you kidding me?
deoxyribonucleic acid.
And he just said, "Does DNA count?" And they were like, "Please sit down. You got the word right." And then he sits down, and then they called him back up, and they said and they give a fancy like thing about each person as they like walk up.
Yes.
And the fancy
Yeah.
thing was, this person must get this word spelled incorrectly for the plot to continue. It was funny.
so
That guy could not
it was
misspell
funny.
a word.
Yeah. And he said the word was I. He spelled it A-Y-E.
AYE.
And it was I. That was funny. So, so it follows a group of kids who want to win the spelling bee, and they all come from different backgrounds. And like parochial school, a girl with 2 moms, a commune kid, a kid whose mom and dad are never around.
A boy from Boy Scouts.
A boy, yeah, and a guy who has his name's
Magic Foot.
Barfay. Barfy.
It's pronounced Barfay.
Yeah, but and you get to see. Here's the deal: they pick on everything. You are not safe. I mean, they make humor about every aspect of life, and which I liked. I liked that they didn't just pick on,
one group
Christianity and leave this thing alone, but they hit on the every aspect, which I enjoyed that. I can handle that. So yeah, and Nathan, our son, there are 3
Your
adult
son, my brother.
cast, 3 adult cast members. Well, they're not adults.
They're not. They're people acting as if they're adults rather than
Correct.
acting as if they are children.
One is a disgruntled vice principal,
Who's mad that he has to be there?
and one is a lady who actually had won it one
Had
time.
previously, and she is
And she is running it.
retail, not retail. Wrong, selling houses.
Yeah, she's a realtor. There you go.
Realtor. I knew it.
And then there is a comfort coach, which helps to comfort kids when they lose. And he's actually doing that because that's part of his parole. It's part of his work
community
study,
service.
community
And
service.
That's what Nate did. Nate was
That's
Mitch
what our son-
Mahoney.
He was Mitch Mahoney, which was a ex-convict,
The best part of the musical.
which gave
Arguably.
juice boxes to
Yes.
all the kids.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hysterical.
So if you want to watch this, I discovered there are multiple
on
small
YouTube,
town
productions on
plays,
YouTube.
productions on YouTube, and it's worth watching. I really am.
The music is funny. Like it just
It
is.
The songs are great. There's one kid who I don't know if you've ever watched a spelling bee. All the idiosyncrasies on how the kids they spell it in their head, or they like fake write it on their
Or like
arm.
fake, like will
Or
like
they,
cover their mouth and like turn
cover
their head to
mouth
the
and, like,
side.
do stuff. And there's
Like
one
right on-
kid
yeah.
who has
The magic foot.
the magic foot, and the shoe lights up, and he writes it on the ground before he says it, and that was hilarious.
So funny.
Yeah.
Nate's head. Did you watch Nate's head when he did that?
Yes, I did.
Nate's head went like followed him
Like
and
follows it like you
wobbled.
like
It was
your head bobbles as you
hysterical.
watch it. So so what'd you think about the play in general?
Man, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very funny. I had we'd done parts of this before in Encore when I was in high school.
What was Encore, Hannah?
Encore was, so we did, when I was in high school, we did a spring musical. And in the fall, we did Encore, which is a musical theater variety show. And
Yeah,
so
that's a way to say it. So you pick
people
songs from
would
different.
just pick songs from different musicals. And how it worked is there would be like a couple group songs that we would do. There
Right.
would be a boy song, a song for all the boys and a song for all the girls. And then you could say, hey, I would like to sing this song from this musical by myself. And it was
Yeah.
kind of a way for
An audition
all,
type thing.
it was all sorts of people to be able to like sing and act because there's only a certain number of roles for the spring musical. And it was
Correct.
also a way to be like, hey, this is what I'm capable of. Pick
Right.
me for the spring musical.
I got you.
Any person could do it. You didn't have to audition.
So they did I Sing 6 Languages. Who sang that
So
song?
Miriam,
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. I didn't
I
realize that.
think Miriam sang
can't
one of the
remember.
songs. I was Peretti. Gabe was Bear.
So what song did you sing?
It was just the entrance song.
The
It was
Putnam County Spelling Bee.
the entrance song.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Chris Darnell was Mitch Mahoney.
Gotcha. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'd never seen it all the way through. I knew a lot of the songs because we did it in Encore. And
Listen,
so I
the
was
parents are
aware of
jerks.
it. Yeah, these parents, they're turds. Shoot,
They're
dang.
terrible. Were any of the parents good? Well, let me tell you what. They only really saw you 3 sets of parents.
We only knew
You saw the
Bears,
My Two Moms,
Yeah.
Coney Bear's
Vocalist,
mom and
Coney
dad,
Bear's mom and dad. And then the
that's a
Olive's
hippie dom dad.
mom and dad.
Olive's mom and dad. Yeah.
And they were not
that
good.
was it. No. And the girl from the parochial school was like, you could tell that she was like, they expected her to win.
She could have
So-
won. She chose not
She
to win.
threw it. She threw it.
She threw the bee.
Yeah, she did.
Jesus
And
came out and
that's-
talked to her.
That was dumb. That right there was, I didn't like that. Not that I didn't, I mean, I thought that was funny until he said, I really don't care about these things. And I was like, that's not true.
Me and Miriam both looked at each other and went, that's not true.
You said that? Yeah, because now I get it when Jesus says, you can decide. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. You can
That's
lose if
cool
you
with
want.
that.
That's fine.
But when he says, I don't care about those things, that's not true.
Me and
They don't know
Miriam
it.
both looked at each other. We're like, that's not true.
Okay, good. So I said the exact same thing to myself. I was like, that's not true.
Miriam and I said it out loud in the middle of the. Here's the thing. I lost it the entire time.
I laughed.
I was just laughing hysterically.
This is a good, fun show. There is a little uncomfortable part where I talked about the song. If some people might find it uncomfortable.
Did you get some candy thrown at you?
I didn't. No,
I did.
no, I didn't. Good
I
for
raised my
you.
hand and said I would like
One
some
character
candy, please.
comes out and is like has to sell candy because he lost so early, and he was picked to win.
Yeah, he was
'cause
last year's winner.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
he
and so
went
I
out
got
early.
some Twizzlers thrown at my head, and I ate
Gotcha.
them. Miriam
So-
got a Jolly Rancher sucker. She got the better piece of candy.
As far as my funniest, this was a fun. I laughed. I enjoyed it.
No, it's a comedy
loved
for
it.
sure.
It is. I mean, it's not Spam-A-Lot by any means,
Spam-A-Lot bops.
but because I love.
Oh, let's
Spam-A-Lot.
go see it again.
But
We watch it. Let's go see it.
but it was really good. I enjoyed it, and I don't know. It would be high school and up, high school and up. But
Yeah.
there, like I said, there's the one little spot that
I think it was a good. I don't see, at least in Kentucky, I don't see that being selected as like a high school musical.
Oh, are you ready for this?
Yes.
Our next door neighbor produced that at his high school before he came
No
to
way.
our high school.
That's so cool.
Yes, I know. Way to go, Jim.
Yeah, go Jim.
Shout out to Jim.
Yeah, but it was, I think it really worked as a college production.
Yeah.
And I think the production
Here's
we
the
watched
deal.
was really
Are
good.
you kidding me? I mean, like, I get it. I understand. I get uncomfortable around things like that, but these kids are watching worse stuff on Netflix. I mean,
Or
really?
on YouTube, man. You can watch
Everybody's watched Squid Games.
Squid Games was so good, but it's
haven't watched
not for kids.
Yeah.
It is for
Doom Patrol's not
grown-ups.
for kids. It's for grown-ups. I need to start binging something that kids can watch because we're kid friendly and I don't know.
Well, sometimes I'm a
Anywho.
grown up and I want to watch grown up things.
That is true.
That's
is true.
allowed.
All right. Well,
Part
that's
of
all I
being grown
got.
up.
I enjoyed it. I would give it 5 Bs.
5 Bs. Mm-hmm. How about 5
good.
juice boxes?
Oh, I'd give it 5 juice boxes because that's what you got when you lost.
Because that's what you
The
got when
juice
you
box.
lost.
Yeah. Goodbye. Goodbye. All right.
Go
Well, thank you for
forth and
staying,
sell.
for being with.
Squeeze
Go forward and.
perfection.
Is that how it goes?
Yeah, that's the song that Nathan sings.
Nice. Thank you for joining us for our abbreviated edition.
Yes. We're glad you came with us, sweet friends.
Next week, if you want to join us, if you got Amazon Prime, read the Eternals thing that Jack Kirby did. It's literally the first appearance
Woo!
of all the Eternals and the Celestials. So
Bring it on. We're going to read it and talk about it.
yeah, I don't know about the movie. It's 2 hours and 30 minutes
I don't
long.
know about the movie either. We'll see. I might watch it.
know.
I might not.
I won't see it this weekend, I don't think.
I might.
Anyway. All right. Hannah, lowdown.
Sweet friends, thanks for hanging with us on this corner of the interwebs. Hey, our art, like I said, is created by Nate Turner. He made it in Microsoft Paint. He's multi-talented, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for doing that for us.
He sang it into creation, into being.
He sang it into being. He didn't.
That's what happens in the
Microsoft
Magician's
Paint.
Nephew.
I haven't gotten there yet, Dad.
Okay.
Thanks for spoiling it for me. That's not true.
Sorry.
I've read it before.
Rotten raspberry. P.S. Our raspberries were rotten because we were gone. We had to buy new ones today.
I believe that.
I know everybody cares. Our music was done by Brockwell
Nason. You can check him out any place you listen to music. Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Music. Check him out. He's very good.
Bathroom. I listened to it in the bathroom.
You could listen to it in a house.
I will not listen with a house. I will not listen with a mouse. I will listen on a chair. I will listen anywhere.
I edit and maintain our Podbean. Dad does our YouTube. And hey, we're thankful for you, sweet friends. Thanks for hanging with us.
And when you put comments, let's make them cool.
Daddy.
Anywho, we love you guys. Thanks for sharing with us and joining us in this fun thing. If you really rate and review, apparently that's how people find your podcast.
Yeah.
Or you share it. I don't know how that works.
Share us with your friends.
I mean, I don't care if you do or not. I'm going to keep doing it because I love Hannah. So back off,
you, Paul. Hey,
all right.
Thanks for hanging with us, friends. We'll catch you on
the flippity flop.
Bye.
Bye, guys.